This goes out to Russell Wilson. I can't explain the way I feel inside. Maybe be because it's you suck. Field's gonna light you up. You can't admit you're poison. Go run and hide. Ooh, ah. Fuck Russ. Yeah, you suck at QB. Yeah, you suck at QB. Yeah, you suck now. I said I wouldn't draft you. Something Peyton just told you. Slow rain, time bomb, disconnect from Denver, won't erase what you've done wrong. No way is it worth drafting you on my team because it would really hurt your ass on waivers. I'm sicking for Tomlinson and the Berg. I can't explain the way I feel inside. Maybe be because it's you suck. Field's gonna light you up. Put you in a crappy QB house. Put you in a crazy farm. Never gonna get back out. Always gonna wish you harm. Get down to the earth and the people on the end of my bench. That's where I gotta go with my team and up in my motherfucking head. Tell your mom, your dad, Kiara, you're beyond a reasonable sinking ship. Never took time to know. I'll draft you because, oh, hell no. I can't explain the way I feel inside. Put him up, Smitty. Ooh, fuck Russ. Field's gonna light you up. Boom. Welcome into the Fantasy BS Show. I am so sorry about that long intro, but this is an F.U. Russell Wilson day, which is every day of my life. Guys, it's May 1st. I'm out of breath from singing that much and getting that excited. We got a really good show for you guys, okay? We've got rookie draft weekend. We got trades to break down, AFC East, West. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things, but the key we're going to do is what we ran out of time last week. We're breaking down social distortion, sex, love, and rock and roll. And yes, I realized I just opened up with a Blue October song. Screw it. Smitty, what's up? Talk for a little bit. I got to catch my breath.
Dude, I have to, first off, that was awesome. I really don't know how in the hell I'm going to top that, but I'm going to try. Next week, I'm going to give it a shot. I just want to run a scenario by you because of your hatred for Russell Wilson. So today, I was watching a video of, I don't know what period this is. I don't know if it's workouts. I don't know if it's like little exercise, little practices. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's training camp. I don't really know what they're doing, but the players are out there and they're doing stuff. Today, I saw a video of Matthew Stafford throwing passes, looking like he's diming it up, and then out of nowhere, I just see Jimmy G come right behind him, do the same type movements, slinging it, and I'm like, ew, is this my life now? And you know what just hit me? Dude, Russell Wilson is out of there next season, right? And I truly consider the Cardinals to be contending teams, to be a contending team. Your backup will not be Desmond Ridder next year. Your backup can highly possibly be Russell Wilson, and y'all are going to feel very good about that because he's going to be a lot more competent than Desmond Ridder.
Don't you put that bad juju's in my life. And Smitty, you spent the last 2 years of your life hating on Jimmy GQ, the good-looking man in the NFL, and then all of a sudden he becomes a Ram, and you've traded for him everywhere. You seem to love him already. Like, you totally changed. I promise you, if Russell Wilson comes to Arizona as a backup, I will not feel the way you feel about Jimmy G. I hate him. I hated him in Seattle. I'm so glad that Sean Payton literally just said, yeah, we'll pay your salary. You're so bad we don't even want you on our team. So don't give me that, man. Don't you be giving me that stuff. But
I'm just saying, like, he's going to be considered a top-tier backup. He just is.
No. He's not even – he won't even be a backup next year. He's done. Done. Put the fork in him. He's done, dude. He's absolutely done. So, talk to me, man. We're going to break down a Southern California band. You're out in Southern California. How's the sunshine? How's life out there before we get going? How you doing, man?
Dude, sometimes I wonder, like, I can't really appreciate all the beauty and the sunshine and all the great stuff that we have going on out here because of, like, it's like hardcore allergy season. Like, I am affected by pollen. It's going crazy. Everyone's affected, man. If we can get over this, we can start having fun again.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's nuts out here, dude, in Arizona as well. It's so bad in the desert. But, all right, screw it. We're not talking about allergies today. Let's jump right into it. Rookie draft weekend. I got to tell you, Smitty, when we did this pre-call. In the last week of my life, I've done close to about 200 trades between all 30 of my teams. I've been rearranging. I've been getting ready to friggin' roll. I just probably had the best weekend of my life doing 29 rookie drafts. I've got my last one. I'm sorry, 28. I've got 2 more to go. One starting next week, and I don't even know when the other one's starting because the commission's a little bit, but whatever. So how was your weekend, man? How did you enjoy rookie draft season? Because you did not have liquidity the way that I did. And let's just say that in my rookie drafts, I think I made about 170 rookie draft picks between all my teams this weekend.
Jesus, dude, I tell you what. So yeah, I was the teams I did have healthy for me amount of liquidity. That was a blast. That was a blast making those picks, trading those picks. If I even did, like I had such a great time making these picks because this class right here special. This class right here deep, and the running backs are all being pushed down, and we'll get to that later. But I have a lot of fun with the drafts that I did have quite a bit of liquidity in. The ones I didn't, I had to get creative, and that alone is its own type of fun. It's its own source of fun. Just trying to figure out how can I get into this draft. How do I get liquidity without completely screwing myself? And I would say I probably accomplished that mission 50% of the time. I don't know, only time will tell, but that was a fun challenge, honestly. And we have another league coming up. One of the rookie drafts that you mentioned, where I have 0 liquidity. So I'm trying to figure out: am I just gonna sit back and let you all have the fun, or am I gonna have to squeeze my way in there somehow? I don't know. I just have to see how it plays out. But I don't know. This is tale of 2 different situations. Having no liquidity going into the draft and having a decent amount. It's 2 different games, and I'd rather play with the liquidity personally.
You know, Smitty, here's the problem this year. If you want to get into this draft, it is expensive, sir. It is expensive.
We're going to talk about it too.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk. I want to rip things off because sometimes I say we're going to talk later and I just forget. But I want to talk about the value of like second, third round here and running backs and expectations a little bit. Let's just jump right into that real quick. Look here's my takeaway from all these rookie drafts is I have never seen the community so excited about a rookie draft. And we're getting excited about all these wide receivers and some running backs in the 3rd round. We think we're getting gems in the 4th round. I mean, we feel great about it. I've seen more trades to get into the 3rd and 4th round in leagues than I have ever seen. And here's the reality. So if we go 3 rounds, we never talk anything other than start 12, because if you plan to start 10, this is not your podcast to listen to. I just think that is a very weak way of playing fantasy football. I will never talk about it. No, dude, I don't like 10 people league. But let's say, 36 picks through 3 rounds. Smitty, I bet you 10 players hit, maybe 12. And we are so excited about all these rookies. And I want to look back this time next year after our rookie drafts. I bet you this was the best class to actually go by veterans that we've ever had, because people are so excited about the rookie picks. And I did do a lot of that this year, but I did do a lot more picking than I expected to do. I actually made a lot of rookie picks this year. But how many people do you think can actually hit out of this class, dude?
No, you're right. The odds are low, especially when you get into 3rd and 4th rounds. That's when it's like impossible. Then you got to be freaking Puka Nakua, period. But of course there are others, but so it's not likely. You're right. It's not likely. So with that being the case, I love what you said. This was the perfect rookie draft to buy bets, because this is the cheapest it'll ever be. We're all just super duper high on this draft that happened last week, on the actual NFL draft that happened last weekend, and we just want all these rookies. I mean, they're exciting. They have personalities. I mean, Keon Coleman, I am so excited for him, just as a character. This guy is fun, man. I'm just having, we're just loving the personality. We're loving the reality show, if you will, and I love what you said. Just discounted bets. Let's scoop them up.
I was really down on Keon Coleman going into this draft. He skyrocketed my board with the landing spot. I mean, if he didn't go to Buffalo, he didn't go to Kansas City, I don't think I'd be in. If he went to the Patriots, I'd be like, okay, he's exactly why I'm not happy about him. But man, you got to go get some shares, and you know me being a portfolio player is I'm going to diversify quite a bit. And I've been trading on some spots where I normally would pick some people. Like I made a wicked trade in a start 12 that I wouldn't have made if I didn't just draft Jaden Daniels way too much. But I was on the 104 in that league. And it was just JD who was right there because it went Caleb, Marv, and then Neighbors, and Marv was me on the 102. And I traded back to the 109 and picked up the 201 and a start 12. And I only did that because, like, I think I might have drafted too many shares of Jaden Daniels over last week. And I was like, you know what? This is start 12. I'd rather the 2-for-1. And you know what? Maybe we'll hit on the 109. And I didn't need a QB anyway there. So it's crazy. But tell me what let's talk about running back expectations a little bit because, here's some. I'm going to break down the third round of our listener league, and this is a start 11. So we're going to talk start 11. It's also 2 tight end here, 1.75 premium super flex. But here's the running backs that went in the third round. We got Jalen Wright, we got Marshawn Lloyd, we've got Ray Davis, Will Shipley, Bucky Irving, and Audric Estime. Now, when we think about all these running backs, what do you think the expectation should be for running backs that are not drafted in the first round like Bijan and Gibbs were last year? And I want to preface that by saying, how many starts do you think we should expect having from these running backs so that way we don't think we're busting and we're setting our expectations right for where we're drafting them?
Dude, let me talk as a guy who was very excited for one prospect by the name of Zachary Charbonnet. That Zach Charbonnet, that experience taught me a lot. It taught me that I don't care how much you like him. I don't care, excuse me, I don't care how fun and awesome he was in college. The NFL is a different story, and there's a lot of veterans that are doing exactly what these teams want them to do. And they're doing it for the price they want them to. That's a different combo. But so with that being the case, these rookies, yes, they were the kings of their campus, but now they have to work with grown ass men. And with that being the case, the expectation truly is for those guys you mentioned and pretty much the entire class is Tank Bigsby. Maybe even let's even think about Tajay Spears. You might really like the guy. He might really produce, right? But I mean, everyone has a Derrick Henry. Everyone is really happy with their running back core, especially in the free agency period. Oh my God, that told us a lot. So yeah, just when you think of all the non-Jonathan Brooke, Trey Bensons, just think Tank Bigsby.
Yep. So I always give love to sometimes when people agree with me or sometimes people give me an idea. But Scott Connor over on Dynasty Trades and 5, you guys know I love those boys over there. And especially Destination Chill when it's just Shane and him. They talked a lot the other day about expectations, and I fully agree with them. I mean, you know me, I've always been preaching take a 2-year viewpoint on a running back. But if I take a 2-year viewpoint on these running backs, my expectations are in 2 years, maybe I can get 7 or 8 starts out of these people. And if I put them on the roster construction properly, I'm happy. And what I found myself doing on teams that need running backs, which, Smitty, how many of my teams do you think right about before rookie draft need running backs? What percentage of teams?
Oh, okay, I love this. I'm going to say 98.
100 probably. I think, I've got Gibbs on a few here and there, but usually it's quite a few of them. So I actually found myself trading out of the second round into that third round. And if I didn't have the 201 to the 204 where I can go get, Jonathan Brooks or Trey Benson, I really found myself trading back. And it's like, you know what? I would rather take a shot at 3 of these guys in the third round than one of the second round wide receivers in this class. Even though this is a great wide receiver class, you know what? If I can get 7 starts from 3 of these guys each over the next 2 years, I think I actually fill my roster pretty good when I'm stacked at wide receiver and anchor QBs. So, I just want our listeners to just remember these things. If you haven't done your rookie draft, is you can't go into here expecting that you're going to get a workhorse running back any longer in the NFL. If you get a running back drafted like Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs last year, freaking go for it. Plant your flag and say, I got a 3-year starter that's going to literally give me 12 to 17 games a year that I can start them. But The majority of the rest of the NFL doesn't do that. And who is your favorite? Who are your two favorite running backs? Because obviously, to me, it's Brooks and it's Benson. I just like the landing spot. I actually like Benson over Brooks, but I like Brooks next year more than I like Benson next year.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Because Benson is the next year's smash, in my opinion. Brooks, he has a Chuba Hubbard. Dude, people are so excited about Brooks. I've seen Chuba Hubbard dropped in the Dynasty. That's the situation you should definitely attack if you ever see him just lying around. Maybe you do, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Anyways, the point is, out of like actual situations that are out there for real, like, dang, we can't do the prospect game anymore. That sucks. So now that we have reality, I mean, it has to be Jonathan Brooks. It has to be Trey Benson. If we're talking about this year, Jesus, this year it might be none of them.
Brooks is walking into the guaranteed starter in Carolina.
But is his health concerns okay? Because that's what I was very unsure about. I think he's fine.
So.
He needs to go. Okay, if he needs to go.
They say with ACL and MCL. I mean, let's look back to James Cook when he came off of that injury. Not James Cook, his brother, the older guy.
Yeah, Dalvin.
Yeah, thank you, Dalvin Cook. But usually it does take a year to get over, and usually they're much better 2 years out from that. But the reality is, James Conner isn't going away here. I do not believe James Conner is going away. I get he's 28. He's going to turn 29 during the season. This offense got a lot better. It's going to run. And go back and look at the last 5 or 6 games of James Conner. It was RB1, RB2, RB4, RB4. I mean, I'm not reading him off, but it was in that range.
Yes.
So vet me. It was really good the end of this season, okay? But I still think he's a smash, and I think he just got cheaper. And I do believe that if James Conner stays healthy, he is an RB1. Not the RB1. He is a RB1, top 12 next year.
Completely agree, 100%. And I do see Trey Benson as I see that backfield as the Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet of 2023. I really do. I just don't see Benson doing much this year. No. And that's fine. Maybe I could be wrong because he is everyone's consensus favorite RB in the class. So
he's big, he's fast. He fits the offensive scheme. It's going to be great, but he's not walking into the starter, and he's not walking into 60% of the touches if Connor's healthy. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I'll tell you my favorite running back I've been drafting. And I think it was either the Listener League or the Rumble we were drafting that my head exploded. I traded back to the exact spot where I could draft him 3 or 4 picks earlier. But Jalen Wright is really becoming my favorite running back of this class where you can get him. So let me read his size.
God, that was such a fun prospect, dude. Oh, I just wish his landing spot was a little more favorable. Well, okay, so you like his landing spot.
I love his landing spot because this is more of a, hey, he might be a him next year. So we got Raheem Mostert, who's aging out. He's 32 right now. And I have been picking up Mostert everywhere, and I'm fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work because he was dirt cheap. And you know what? I'll lose capital for that dirt cheap out of chance. But you know what? Can he stay healthy? He's had injury problems his whole career, except for last year, which is crazy at 30 and 31 during the season. But we got a 21-year-old running back here in Jalen Wright. He's 5'11", 210. He fits the NFL build. This dude, I hope they put it on here, but let's just say he's that 4.32 to 4.4. I mean, he's in a 4.3s, dude. And he fits that offensive scheme. We've got Buzz Lightyear.
Does, like a glove. I hear you.
He's got Buzz Lightyear there, and let's be honest, man. Like Buzz Lightyear is a absolute wrecking ball when he's on the field. I mean, he isn't going to take it to the house, but the dude can't stay healthy. This guy right here might be the healthiest running back all year next year for the Miami Dolphins in a Shanahan scheme. Sign me up for that, and you're getting Look at, in the draft we just went over, he went at the 3-1. And, usually I'm catching him between the 205 and the 212. He started right after the draft at the 212, and he's moved his way up. But I traded into the 207 to get him in one of the leagues, and someone sniped him at the 206, and I was like, oh, that sucks. I traded out of the 202, and I could have had Benson.
Uh, I don't have any right cheers, and I'm pissed because I love the kid. Like, I'm pissed I don't have any right cheers, but I don't know. The landing spot did scare me a bit, if I'm being honest. I was a little shaky about it, but you're right. Worst case and best case, I mean, best case scenario, Raheem's out next year, and then it's a 1-2 punch, and that 1-2 punch is going to be fantastic, fast, explosive, probably the best, quietly the best. I can't say it's the best because LA got the best, but they got number two. Good for them.
Yeah, you like that Blake Corum there? How does that actually? You know what? I texted you this. Let's jump right into this. I didn't even tell you we were going to talk about this. I told you about the Los Angeles Rams transactions, and we both agree that 204 Kyron Williams is him. But the transactions the LA Rams just did say something else. And it worries me a little bit because I don't think Kyron stayed all that health or all that. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to be a top 10 running back next year, dude.
Oh, that's insane. That's
I hope
actually
not.
insane.
I think he's top 5, but dude, like transactions are telling me the
I'll
Rams
take-
are like,
I'll take top five. Here's the truth with Kyron. And I'm gonna say it out loud for the first time ever because I've quietly noticed this. I understand where it comes from. The Rams running backs are kind of similar to the Niners running backs. They cannot stay healthy. They can't. I mean, Kyron's debut game against the Bills, Week 1 in 2022, he got hurt in kickoff on his freaking rookie year. And he was the game plan. I mean, oh god, I can't get into it. I'm not going to get into it because now I'm going to shoot this place up. But anyways, yeah. So, I mean, health is a concern. I'll admit it. Health is a concern. I just don't see. I think Blake Corum is going a little too high to the point where I can't even draft him anywhere. I have no Corum shares, and I'm so surprised by this. But I mean, people love that hyper production he had in college, and that alone should worry somebody. But then again, Derrick Henry, hyper productive in college, hyper productive still. So I mean, well, still. So I understand why people say it would translate. I don't know. I just don't think it's that worrisome. I don't know. It's just health is my only issue. If he can stay healthy, he's fine. But that is the question mark.
so I can make a big argument that you have to draft Blake Corum in a second round. There's another running back that's scheme driven than a system that you just talked about where people can't stay healthy except for last year CMC stayed healthy. Forgive me, I'm going to butcher this name, but Isaac Guerendo, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
All right.
Isaac, yeah.
So we
I'm
got
so mad they got him.
the 23-year-old running back, 6 foot, 221 pound, running a 4.33 40. That sounds like a Kyle Shanahan running back. And would you rather draft Blake Corum in the second, or would you rather draft Guerendo in the third, or pick him up on waivers after your draft because your league devalued him a little bit? He's on waivers.
Dude,
I picked him up on waivers in a lot of leagues, dude.
You sure did. I saw that. It was impressive. Guerendo, but I'm gonna say this, and oh god, I'm gonna say it. I mean, I've been admitting some crazy stuff today, y'all. Just do not clip this. I am more concerned about Kyron's health than CMC's, and that is disturbing to say because CMC is the offense sometimes. So with that being the case, Corum seems like a more primo handcuff, but Guerendo, man, that makes a lot of freaking sense. That's a savvy pickup, dude. That might be the quietest, best handcuff in the league. I mean, damn, what a great point, dude.
Let's say 204 stays mostly healthy. CMC stays mostly healthy. Let's say out of the next 2 seasons, you get 12 starts from Corum and 9 starts for Guerendo. Which back do you prefer? Because I prefer the 9 starts in a Kyle Shanahan offense over 12 starts versus Corum in an LA offense, even though they're both fantastic schemes for running backs.
Well, now the question is like, who's gonna punch it in more? And I ain't got Corum by a Mississippi mile.
You think 6 foot, 221, 4.33 speed doesn't say goal line to you?
Not compared to Blake Corum to Tang. But I hear you. No, I hear you. It's just gonna be one of those. It's just gonna be one of those wait and sees. And then plus, I mean, I hate to admit it, but there's also Rams bias, so I don't know. We'll see.
Who do you think your most drafted player was during the rookie season? You don't have that many picks though, so I guess it doesn't. It's like two
Well,
of
I
them.
mean, I have an answer, but it's not a good one. It's not a
Okay.
good one because he was undrafted everywhere. Um, oh God, I don't even have his first name. It's Whittingham, the Rams' sole receiver. It's Whittingham. I have him everywhere because I know what these boys do with a receiver. I know, but okay. Being serious though, because I'm telling you, he was undrafted. That was just some homer shit. Okay, being serious, my most dude, I'm a little diverse, and then again, like you said, I didn't have much. It's actually two quarterbacks. It's Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix. I kind of, if they were there, I had to get them.
I was
Those
gonna
are my
say,
most.
I mean, it had to be Penix, dude. Like, I have seen you just go after Penix, dude, everywhere. So if I take out the first round players, okay, because I had so many damn first round picks, I got a little bit and a big share of everybody. But if I just
Fire.
talk more
Fire.
second round and third round, I seen Xavier Legette, dude. Like, where
That's
I'm
your
getting
guy?
him in drafts for a first round wide receiver, entering a system that I think actually really works for him.
Ooh.
I now have a 35% share of Xavier Legette across my 28 portfolios right now that I've drafted. He's been a big one. The other ones that have been really big is Jalen Wright is at a 28% share now after this.
God, lucky you, man. I love it.
Audric
Not lucky you, just
Estime.
congratulations. Say what?
Audric Estime is
Okay.
at a 45% share on my portfolios right now.
You
So
just
he is
want him
actually
everywhere.
my
Okay.
most rostered player at the moment.
Wow. That's your number one most roster player at this
Uh-huh.
moment.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's
Shout out to Estimate, man. What is
yeah.
he? He's Denver, right? That's Denver?
I'm sorry, what?
Is he on Denver?
Yeah.
Okay, I get him and Shipley mixed up. I'm like, one of those are in Denver, one of them is in Philly. Okay, wow, okay. Well, Javante. You're on, yeah, Javante, what's gonna happen, man?
Yeah. You know, Javante is like one of the biggest running back busts ever, dude. If you
Oh,
think about him, what has he ever really done for anybody?
yeah, he was hyper productive. Or no, he wasn't even hyper productive. He had a good rookie season, then just fell off immediately, huh?
But dude, when he was
Oh,
drafted in rookie drafts, like we're talking like Gibbs style. Like, I mean, you go get your. Oh man, but
yeah, even Najee still has his life. Like, this is crazy. You're
right.
right, dude. He is good play, man. Good
You
play
know,
on the S teammate.
you know what I was thinking about this weekend is that rookie draft that had all Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. I had the 103 in that draft class, and I was I was just getting into how I play fantasy football, but I really wanted to draft him above Fields at the 103, and I just was so happy for about 2 years that I didn't do that. But if you really think about that, I wish I had him over Justin Fields at the moment.
Ooh,
Oh,
sheesh.
I mean, you damn well want him over Zach Wilson and Trey Lance.
Oh yeah. The Cowboys just now decided to not pick up Trey Lance fifth year option, which I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm surprised.
Now, before we get into trades, let's talk Zeke real quick.
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? I don't know how many times I texted you, Rico, 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 and I still believe it. It doesn't matter. He's getting touches. Zeke is not carrying a 60% workload. I don't believe. But does this affect Rico? Is Rico like the dude that you really want to go get right now?
Dude, I don't know. I think this is the Zeke signing kind of puts Rico almost back in his place because the draft rose his stock for sure. But the history. Zeke had some games last year when he was given the backfield, and he obviously won't be given the backfield because that's silly. But I do see a bigger split than what they should do, honestly. So Rigo's still a value, but not as high as it was during the draft. That's how I feel.
Which is
Still a
why I
value.
think you need to go buy him. I never sat back and I've never said Rico is going to carry an 80% workload in that backfield. Like he never was. There was always going to be another body there. And to be quite honest with you, I think having Zeke there is really good for Rico, dude. Like I'm on
Ooh.
board. And you know what? The other running, I mean, look, at Zeke's going to be a goal line freak. I'll tell you that right now. The guy, he could have another 3 years, and if you just give him the ball at the 2 yard line, he might score 10 touchdowns. But I don't know. I think Rico's who you want to own for the price right now. Maybe take a stab at Zeke. I haven't even done that yet. I don't know. I don't want to do it. But, Zeke, I think, is 28. I'm sitting here talking about James Conner being an RB12 at 28. We got Derrick Henry at 28 that we're talking about being a league winner possibly in that system. So it's like, why are we hating Zeke for being 28?
It's because he's going back to. It's because he's going back home, and we just did not like his final season or his latest season in Dallas. I mean, I'll never forget them putting him in center and just getting lit up immediately. Like, what the?
Dude,
Sorry,
yeah.
so.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. I'm so glad Zeke doesn't get to go out of Cowboy as being the last play because that was. He got blown up on that play, dude. Oh, my
I'm sorry, I've
goodness.
just seen it so much after that signing. It's like, hey guys, remember this?
If they
People
only
low
just
key,
if they only
the
just let
Cowboys.
Zeke go, when Zeke was working out in that island and he finally got the big contract, if they would have just let him go and signed Amari Cooper, Dallas legitimately might have a Super Bowl trophy in their another one in their collection. And I'm so glad they did it because I don't
100%
ever want to
agree.
see him again. All right, Smitty, I'm going to give you the host now. You just start firing away. We're going to go over some trades. These are some cool trades that were done for just some of our leagues we were in that I was in a lot of them, but these are hardcore, two of our favorite leagues we play in that I'm the commission in both of them. So I love
That's
it.
true.
This is Rumble. This is Listener League. This is DG. Oh, no, we're not up on DGens yet.
I mean, we have some. We're gonna start off with some DJs. I do want to say these are some trades that took place either before the rookie draft or during the rookie draft. But these rookies had landing spots. We have ideas of who's going where. So just to have that context. So first
Can I ask a
trade,
question?
and this was really exciting. Oh,
Can I ask one question before you get going?
yep.
Do you have them listed per league so I can just pull up one league so I can look at rosters when we go over these a little bit? Like, can we just do Rumble
Okay.
first?
You know what?
Can you do
I
that?
don't, but I don't, but I know the league. So
Okay.
so we have the next three coming from DJs.
You mean Listener League? Oh, no, Degens. Degens.
Yeah,
Degens.
Degens, yeah.
Degens. All right, let's go. Let's do it.
All right, so side A has the 104, the 105, the 205, and the 208. Team B, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the 108. So it looks like a bit of a rebuilding haul, and I've got to say I love the haul. 104, 105, that's kind of fire. And
Dude,
then
it's
we were
nasty.
talking about that second round, the value they can get, especially at running back.
Dude, it's nasty.
I love the haul, but at the same time, side B, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, the 108. The 108 could be a dog as well. So, two dogs for $2.50. I don't know. How do you see it? Yeah.
So I saw this trade go through, and it was like a shot through the heart to me, dude. It was just a shot through the heart. I went after that 104 and 105 from that team, and
Oh, you did?
I
Ooh.
put a massive package at it, dude. I had Lamar Jackson, I had Gibbs, I had Mark Andrews, and I had a really, really good receiver in there as well. Like a solid, I'm talking about like Zay Flowers, I think, type receiver. And I was trying to get the 104, the 105, a future first in K1. And I actually withdrew it. I had that offer out. I was talking to the owner, and I withdrew it because the conversation just took too long and I was doing too many other things and I didn't want to mess up something, And then when that went through, I was like, oh, I should have withdrawn that. I think I could have got it done. But this is a fantastic trade across the board. And what I love about this trade, Smitty, is these are two players that are actually playing a different style of dynasty football. And, this is the baller style trade, and this is now a Dynasty VS show style trade on the other end with liquidity picks. The other side's got guaranteed players. Anytime you put Amon St. Brown on a team and you get the 108, and let's call the 108 Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas Jr., Ladd McConkey, or Brock Bowers. So we now have Sun God and one of those really big prospects, The trade on the back end is, let's call it Malik Neighbors, Roma Doomsday, and then some of those running backs possibly we talked about, the 206, 207, or some of the Malachi Colley, maybe Xavier Legette, Ricky Parsal, right in there. I mean, all across the board, I absolutely love it, but it always feels good to get a sun god, but I prefer the pick side because I can do so much with those picks, but I probably actually am going to draft them, to be honest with you, this year. There could be some generational talent. And especially...
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into this team later, but those two, that 104 and 105 could totally be two quarterbacks.
Yeah, can we jump into the other trade? Because this team that got the 104, 105, 206, and 205 went and acquired the 102 in another trade.
Sure did. So, Team A, they received a 2026 first, a 2026 second, the 202 and the 102, and he traded away Josh Allen and the 208. So, buddy, here, this is how you sell Josh Allen, my boy. Oh my God, this trade rocks. This trade is so sick to me.
Yep, so this is a start 10 in this league, and that owner that acquired all these picks now has the 102, 104, 105, 202, 205. So let's put some names to it. His quarterbacks right now are Aaron Rodgers, Gardner Minshew, and absolute just crap. So let's put it on his team. 102, let's call Marvin Harrison Jr. 104, let's call that Jaden Daniels. Malik Neighbors, I think, are the two that I would put into that name, but J.J. McCarthy or Drake May probably goes at the 105. So we get a quarterback back, and you get two top-end receivers or one top-end receiver and two quarterbacks. I love the possibility. Tony, I'm with you. I love what you do. We have created a monster in Tony. I mean, he is addicted to trading. He has fully turned a page on Dynasty. His growth from last year to this year is fantastic. I give him so much props. And Tony, I know you're one of our biggest ride or dies out there. Look at trades sometimes don't work out and they sometimes do. But you know what? No risk it, no biscuit. You got to do your thing. Go do it. All right, next trade on the board. What do we got? Oh, and by the way, the side that got Josh Allen, I mean, when you acquire Josh Allen in any trade, that is the cornerstone. It is start 10. That is the number one player you want. Start 8, number one player. Start 11, number one player. Start 12, debatable. I'd rather have more pieces than just one.
I hear you. Okay, here we go. We have a trade with you. So you acquired T. Higgins, but you sold Rashee Rice and a 2025 second. So at the moment, I said, oh, okay, 2 wide receivers, 2s. That's cool. The rebuilding team gets an extra piece. That's nice. But with the news that came out today on May 1st, Rashee Rice might miss half the season. So you smoked that, and you just paid a little second from next year. So I like your in. And from a rebuilding standpoint, I adore the Rice and pick, because if you're rebuilding, you don't need that half a season. Hey, that might help you get the 101 or whatever, a high draft pick next year. So I think this is like as fair as it gets. So well done.
So I think this worked out pretty well because the team I got T. Higgins from, they went full rebuild. Saw it. I was talking to him. They want a future capital. He's the one who sold off the 102 that we'll get into in a second. That started this whole extravaganza that has changed hands 3 times now. But as soon, I was looking at that. I said, you know what? This is when I start talking about. It's not about making the pick. This is about tearing up. I would prefer T. Higgins over Rashee Rice any day. I really would. We've got proven winning weeks from T. And for me, it cost me a second rounder next year, which I don't even know what it is. But guess what? You know how easy it's going to be for me to go get a second rounder next year throughout the season? It's going to be simple. You know how much I trade. I'm gonna get my ponies in the stable for sure. But I want to tear up, man. I really want to tear up. I needed it in that league. I really need another receiver.
And he got him. And then, hell, next year he might be a dog as a number 1 for somewhere else. So just going back in time a little bit. So before that trade happened, Team A receives T. Higgins, Anthony Richardson, a 2025 third, and a 2025 first. Team B, Tua Tagovailoa, Cortland Sutton, the 102, and the 202. Whew. I mean, God, just getting a rich, that feels like power to me. That feels like power. But like you know what I mean? Like you feel like you have Thor's hammer in your hand. But that 102 is a Maserati. Like what would you rather have? What would you rather
So
have?
let me put it into this context. The team
Okay.
that gave Anthony Richardson in that trade is a team that also acquired Josh Allen for the 102.
What a
So,
freaking traitor.
oh
I mean
man,
like
Bismarck.
traitor, not
Bismarck, dude,
traitor.
I love you. You're going to get on this podcast for just a trade episode. This dude is fantastic. But this is how much I like that trade is when the owner of that started the conversation threw it out in the chat that says, "Adol, you got 10 minutes. I'm blowing this thing up. You tell me what you send him now or it's happening." Dude, I shot him a DM immediately. Said, "I'm here with you for 10 minutes. Talk to me." I was like, "I'm sitting here watching Dynasty Trades at 5, man. Talk to me. Let's do this. We can knock something out." And he's like, "I'm deep into conversation." And Smitty, you know, trade with me. I'm pretty easy going. I literally told him, I said, "Send me what you're working on, and I will see if I can beat that." He sent over the exact trade that they did before it happened. And I'm looking at this trade, and I'm starting to kind of put some things together, and I'm like, I had a package that would have beat the offer, but I shot this DM to him, and let me see. I got to read this to you. This is fantastic. I said, finally, I just said, "I can beat that, but I don't want to." That's such a solid offer for both teams. I said, "Show Bismarck this DM. I love trading with him. Damn, that's such a good trade. I have a package that would beat it, but I respect that trade so much, I'm not even going to send it. Smash that trade for you on the other side." I could not respect that trade that happened more for both teams. Big pieces. Oh, it was such a good trade.
Dude, I mean, it was a bombshell. It really lit the league on fire. At least in my opinion, it did, and it made me realize, oh shoot, things are getting real. Like this season's really like, oh man, this was great. That was great. So I love it. I love seeing A Rich move. I love seeing the 102 move. That was exciting.
And what the
We're
last
gonna
thing I
move
want
to
to
the
say
Rumble.
about that is the team that started that said, "I want future picks. I'm giving up this year. I want future picks. It's direction I'm going. I understand these picks are very valuable. These players are really good. But the direction of my team is I need future capital." And you know what? It worked out for both teams. It was such a good trade just for both directions of both teams. So it's not about the pieces and the value and, oh, you won this because of this. No, you both won it because you both completed the mission of which direction your team was going, and you got it done.
Dude, I love stuff like that. Yes, yes. Oh God, I adore stuff like that. All right, now let's run through these Rumble trades real quick. Um, so there's a trade here. I traded away 25 second for 2 picks in the third. I think that's a fun move if you like players in the third. I needed depth, so that's why I did it. Let's see, and then there's
I,
a
I want to stick to that one real quick.
okay.
The second for third. So I'm a process player, man. Like I look at that and I'm like, you know what? I will always take a second over 2/3, always. But you know what? It's about how your roster looks and what you're trying to achieve, and if you're going for it this year, if you're not, if you need the piece during season. But I have made that exact trade probably 10 or 12 times in all my rookie drafts where I've set a second for 2/3 and I've given 2/3 for a second. Like on both ends of that, it's such a good trade for this year because the third round this year feels like a true second round in a normal rookie draft. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to take a stab at these two running backs or one of these running backs, for these thirds. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's such a good trade if you want to get things done. I promise you, you can always get that trade done. You can always get it done. You should be able to in leagues. If not, find different leagues that actually have players that actually have process.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just my biggest issue, unrelated, but my biggest issue, it turns out to be wide receivers. I overvalue the old ones to where it leaves me in a weird situation. So I'm going to be doing that probably a little more. I see a handful of trades, that same situation, 2 for 3rds. Okay, here we go. Ooh, here we go. So Team A received the 108, and Team B, Tony, he received the 210, 211, and the 204. So he busts down a 108, which I think is the perfect pick to tear down in because now he has 3 second rounders. So I love
We
dude. Tony's just smoking it.
Yeah, can you say that trade one more time? Because I was trying to pull up. Let me make sure this one sinks in.
Okay, so Team A receives the 108, and Team B gets the 204, 210, and 211.
Oh, dude, that's a great trade all the way around. Now I remember that. The team that took the 3 seconds moved around with those 3 seconds. It wasn't about that trade. It was about what I can do with those three pieces versus the 108 inside the draft for picks. I was impressed with it, but usually in a normal world, I want the 108 over those 3 seconds. But in this draft, I want the 3 seconds over the 108, depending on my roster construction. If I just need that one piece, smash the 108. It's Drake May. It's, could be Brack Bowers. It could be Brian Thompson Jr., Xavier Worthy. I mean, Lad McConkey. Like, I liked it for all the way in. Tony absolutely destroyed, and he's on a full rebuild. He destroyed this draft. He moved down, up, all across the board. But, dude, you cannot go wrong with the 108. Can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. You can't. I will agree with that.
Now,
Yeah,
I got another thought for what I was talking about earlier. Sorry. This is the perfect trade for a league for when I need running backs. If I don't need the receiver, I don't need the quarterback, and I need running backs, I will take a shot at 3 running backs versus that wide receiver, that quarterback, because if I can get 5 starts out of each one of those dudes next year, I might win a league.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that 204, I think it did end up becoming Benson, which we are excited for at some point. Jalen Wright, who we also mentioned we're excited for, and then whoever. I mean, like, yeah, you could totally rebuild your. You could actually start your running back core with that. So that's fire.
The 204 did not become Benson. The 202 became Benson when Tony traded me the 204 for the 202. And we'll talk about that trade a little bit. So this is what I'm talking about. He did exactly what he was trying to do. And he wanted Benson. I mean, he's a Cards fan, just like me, man. Go get your guy. And I was pretty hard on my price there because, dude, I wanted to slam Benson on I got K1 on this. I drafted Marv on this team. It's like, oh, this fits really good.
Okay, so he had the 202 then. Okay, because here's a trade here with you and Tony, this guy we're talking about. You received Deshaun Watson and the 211, and he receives the 204. I must have this out of order.
Yeah, that was a 202-ish, I think. But either way, it's right in that range.
You know what? Okay, I found the right one. Okay, we're gonna get to that one later. Okay, so here we go. So you received Tyler Algier, the 204, the 210, and a 25 third, and Tony receives Romeo Dobbs, the 202, and the 305. Oh man.
This was processed for me, and it wasn't about the pieces. This was about I am going to smash. I'm trying to smash in this league, and it was about getting my running back depth out of this trade. And I was like, you know what, if I'm giving that 202, I'm doing all that, it's like, you know what, I need that running back because I draft him here. This is all process. I wanted Tyler Algier on my team. I've been talking about putting him on your team somehow, some way, without spending too much all off season. So I did go get one of my guys. He got his guy. This trade I loved for both squads. I was really happy with this trade. And I'm pretty sure Tony was thrilled with this trade.
Yeah, and he was able to use it to snipe you on the Benson. So,
yeah, so my 211, let's see what I did with my 211. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's go draft results. I think I'd have this down by now. So the 211 I turned into, did I trade out? I think I traded the 211. I did.
You did actually. You traded it to me, actually, I think. No, I wanted your 211. You did not trade it to me.
I gave it to Freezy, that's right. I think this was a deal. I took 2/3 for a second. I'm pretty sure I ended up doing that. And then I ended up grabbing Estime in the third.
That's your boy Estime. You also made a veteran swap. You received Connor, and B-Marks received Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
Oh, man.
That's a trade I could have some absolute mud on my face come mid-season. I don't care. You know what I need? I need to read this off for our listeners as to why I made this trade. And also why I put Dobbs in the package that got Algier. My receiving core in this league right now reads like this: Justin Jefferson, Marvin Harrison, Drake London, Roma Doomsday, Jaden Reed. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Worthy,
Brian
right?
Thompson Jr. And did I put Xavier Worthy on this team? And Xavier Worthy. That's my receiving core in a start 10. And I'm like, you know what? I need the running back, and I'm going to give someone an offer they can't refuse because I don't care if he dies on my team. Take Judy. You won't say no to this, and I need that running back. That's why I made that trade. It wasn't about value of players. It's about specific need on my team, and I didn't need Judy.
I, hey, I mean, just it's what you do when you need the running back, and after a freaking core like that, he's droppable at that point. But you got what you needed, which is great, and we love Connor in 2024.
Yeah. And that's why it's
Final,
not about winning or losing a trade. It's about making
what
sure
you
you
want.
do what you're trying to do with your team. Who cares if someone says, oh my God, Judy's going to go out and be a top 24 wide receiver for the next 5 years? Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I might get an RB1 for 1 year.
Yeah, and a championship, right?
I want
Yeah.
that ship in this one, dude. I want this ship, dude. I want it. I am going for this thing, dude. I think I've done probably 30 trades in this league on the offseason. It's been insane. I have really been sculpting this to be exactly where I want it.
Dude, I can't wait to see. I think you might be the favorite. You and B Marks.
Dude, Bismarck is a beast. This league, dude.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. I love him. Final trade here. I just wanted to talk about why I did this. So, I received Jimmy Garoppolo and $14 a fab, and I traded away a 2025 first. This was a deal that was done post draft, and this was a 3-round mock draft. I mean, 3-round rookie draft, which means I saw value, not necessarily value. I saw players that I would have wanted to draft just end up on waivers. I wanted to make sure that I had enough to get the one position that I do not care about at all. I wanted to make sure that I had that position filled. So I said, okay, hey everyone, I'm kicking off at third. I just need the fab. And someone came through with the fab and the Jimmy Garoppolo handcuff to my Matthew Stafford, who actually, honestly, Matthew Stafford might be my number one rostered guy. But anyways, this $14 a fab actually made sure that I got my guy Jatavian Sanders. I needed him, and he was not drafted in the rookie draft. It was 3 rounds. I understand why he wasn't, honestly. And he might not do anything. You know, it's the Panthers offense. Who knows? But at least I got my tight end. At least I got what I wanted for that third. If I was in that rookie draft and I still had that 2025 third, he more than likely would have even been a tight end. So it happened.
What did I text you this morning?
Uh,
All right, I'll tell you what I text you. I can't
Yeah,
believe
I'm
you can't
sorry, I
remember.
forgot.
I said, Smitty, I'm very impressed with you going to get fab. You have taught me something today because I've never done that. And this is a league that the fab resets in the beginning of the year. Bro, you taught me something, man. I'm going to make this a religion in my leagues to go get extra fab after the rookie season, to then go get, especially if it's only a 3-round rookie draft, to then go get some of the players that are left behind. This was brilliant. On paper, you know I would take the 3rd rounder over $14 a fab over Jimmy Garoppolo, but we have to, the context is the timing of this trade is why this shit was so good for you, dude. It is amazing. I loved it. I
Thank
got
you.
beat out in a lot of places for fab over the last few days, and I would have loved to have had just $14 more to go get people like Estime, Gary Endo, whomever you want to look at, Kate Stover. By the way, I have drafted him or picked him up. I am like on board with him long term.
Dude, you love your Texan tight ends, man. Something about that team. But I guess it's the Stroud of it all. I don't know. But you're in. I see it. I love it.
Yeah. Dude, I tip my hat to you and thank you for teaching me something I've never traded for fab before like that. I mean, I've done stupid
well, now
trades,
you know
but
how I feel
not
every
like
week.
that. That was assassin type shit, dude. I'm telling you, that was great. That was fantastic. You taught me something. I was so impressed with that, Smitty.
Dang. Wow. That's awesome. All right. Well, yeah, that was all the trades. I just wanted to talk about some trades that happened during and after the rookie draft just to see what you can expect and what you can even pull off.
Yeah. So yeah, you win $103 in Fab for Sanders.
Yeah, I overspent. Man, and who is out here spending $103 a fab on Jatavian Sanders?
Second
Who's
highest
out
bid
here
was
doing that?
62. I would say you did exactly what you needed to do. So what? You might have blown $39 a Fab, but who cares? You did what you needed to do to get them. I mean, if you didn't have that, you might have only put 60 in there and then just been hosed. I got outbeat on a couple players by $1 Fab, and I had like 55 on the table. But you know what? I'll tell you a little secret I learned this week is if you're going to put 40 on the table, put 41. If you're going to put 55, put 56. If you're going to put 60, put 61 because someone else is like, oh, I'll put 60. I'll put 55. I'll put 40. Put the extra dollar in there and you'll probably end up winning the bid. I got burned so hardcore. I'm learning so much right now on these after rookie drafts. There's
God,
no
it's
other
like the
trades
game
we
after
got.
the
That's
game.
it.
I love it. Yeah.
All right. So I would say cheers to Tony. You have made so many damn trades. I love it. Cheers to Bismarck's. Cheers to Sad Disco out there, man. I love that trade, Joe. That was fantastic. We've had some good ones. All right, man. So we're gonna make this a two-parter, but we're going over AFC East and AFC West. We're gonna go a little bit today, so we're turning this into a two-parter. You cool with that, Smitty?
I am.
All right, cool. Let me pull it up. So let's talk AFC East a little bit. I'll
Excuse
pull
me.
up all the players, but what team improved the most during the draft? Who do you have favored in the East? Talk to me about that. I'm a little nervous about Buffalo, even though I'm not nervous about Buffalo at all.
You said the East.
Yep. So we're gonna go across the board. We've got We've got Miami, New England, Jets, Buffalo. Miami got a lot better, dude. Miami had a good draft. They had a good offseason. I'm Miami
I like
looks
what
good.
Miami did, yeah. New England, quietly, I am pretty happy with what New England did. And then you said who else?
New England
Bills.
and the Jets.
Bills and Jets. Okay, yeah, honestly, number one, the Jets to me. The Jets, I mean, God, they did exactly what I needed them to do. And it's so disturbing for me because, like, honestly, it's very obvious what the Jets needed to do. They needed that offensive line to get right immediately. They also gave Aaron Rodgers another weapon in Malachi Corley, who is a guy that you were hyping up last week, which
Debo
I gotta
2.0.
say, you hyping him up inspired me to go get him in the league. So, I mean, how can I say no to an Aaron Rodgers target? I mean, dude, an Aaron Rodgers weapon. How can I say no? And they improved the offensive line. Now I'm back on the Jets Super Bowl train. I am like right back on it. Like it's
No,
there.
will you
And
just do me a
Braylon
favor?
Allen. Oh my God, Braylon Allen, my favorite running back of the whole freaking lot as a prospect. He is. What's so cool about Braylon is he's 20 years old, but he is behind Brees the Beast, and people hate that. People hate that. Unfortunately, even though his value has dropped tremendously, I have no shares. But again, I have little liquidity, and I think. When Brees' time is over, which is sooner than later, hate to say it, this kid will be there for a while, and he's him. He's the type of guy that if the Rams were to trade for him, if the Rams were to draft him, then I would start like actually worrying about Kyron. So I'm not even saying this is the type of player that you should be worried about your Brees shares. I'm just saying, just be a little cautious. Because Braylon Allen is him. I love that pick. Oh my God, this team's ready. This team's ready. This team's ready.
So I got a little different take on the running back. I don't mind that landing spot at all. Look, we need to come to an agreement in this community and in the NFL that if a running back gets a 60% workload, that is a big workload for a running back. Who the hell else? So who's going to get the other 40% from Brees? Shit, if Brees has 70%. Workload, who's going to get the other 30? And we live in a world that running backs do not play 17 games. So he's one of those dudes, man. You give me 3 starts this week. If Brees is banged up, smash that. Like my expectations are right there. Put him right into my lineup with the studs everywhere else. I love that. And on the Brees side, I don't think this hurts Brees, but I also think that we live in a world that not one running back is safe other than Bijan Robinson that still has Tyler Algier, but that's perfectly fine. Jahmyr Gibbs that has David Montgomery, that is perfectly fine. Those are the only ones that are untouchable to get hurt right now. Everybody else, you cannot plan on them being your RB1 for the next 3 years. It's just no, 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 no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming around to it, but it's still just ooh, that's a hard pill to swallow, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's a tough one. I think you all agree that's a tough pill to swallow. All those people who drafted uh what's his name, JT in the first round of their of their rookie drafts back then. I know that's a tough move, man. That's a
Mhm.
tough. It's it's hard to swallow, but you're absolutely right.
Dude, we
And
didn't even
then
talk. JT stayed clean in this draft.
he sure did. He sure
Yeah,
did,
I mean JT did.
dude. I mean, who else am I? Jelani Woods. I'm surprised that he's still a sleeper. I'm very happy with that. I have that guy in way too many places because I just can't with the tight end. So he stayed surprisingly safe. Um, God, Hayden Hurst survived. But we're not talking about tight ends. Sorry, I just wanted to say the Jets smoked that division.
Okay, so let's stick to the Jets right now. Who you buying? Who you selling? Talk to me.
Okay, well, number one, selling Mike Williams. I mean, and it's like we all understand that his health is a situation, and if you do try to sell him, just sell him on the fact that hey, he will have a boom game, no question. It's just, are you willing to play that game?
So what are
So
you
whatever he
selling
did
him
with the
for?
Chargers. Say what?
What are you
Oh, I say,
selling him for? Because I'm not sure there's a there's a very small market.
yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. A second, and honestly, you probably can only do that after a boom
In the
game.
fourth,
A
dude.
fourth?
Why not? What are you gonna do
Because
with him?
his boom game will be better than a fourth.
I'm not giving you a third for my. I'm not giving you a third for him.
Not after a
That's
boom game.
I
Well,
absolutely am
you're
not.
too savvy for that. You're too savvy, but
I will
I don't know.
sell him for whatever anybody will give me, or I'll make him a throw-in piece
Really,
that just looks good enough to get something done.
boom, love that, love that. Oh, I love that move. Yep, we can completely agree on that. That's a great move. Second was shooting for the moon, but that's how you do it. Let's see. Ah, God, I mean, if you are QB needy, I don't see the issue with Rodgers. Yeah, actually, sell Rodgers. Don't even bother with him. Don't even bother with him. Even if he has a great game, like, what's his ceiling? It's not higher than Burrows. It's not higher than Stroud. It's not higher than uh, Caleb. It's not even higher than Caleb, guys. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers to sell. Now that's a guy to sell for a third. So just take advantage of the QB needy teams.
I think you can get a second for Aaron Rodgers because on a team that I want to go for and I need that piece, I'll give you a second for Aaron Rodgers right now. And
Oh,
especially if I think it's going to be mid to late.
okay. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
or go get a receiver or something. I mean, look at if I've got a boatload of wide receivers and I'm like, I'll give you Zay Flowers for Aaron Rodgers in a fourth or Aaron Rodgers in a third. Okay, bring it on. I need to solidify this run, and he could do it for me. And I've got 6 other stud wide receivers. Screw it.
the way people think of Matt Stafford is exactly what Aaron Rodgers is. Like the time is ticking, buddy. Like it's. I mean, I'm so
Oh, I'll
scared
take
for him.
Matt Stafford over Rodgers next year.
Yeah, I mean, I would too for sure. It just, oh man, I'm so scared.
Actually,
Of
let's
his.
rank this. Let's rank the 3. Let's talk. Aaron Rodgers is, I believe, the oldest out of all of them. So let's talk Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, or Kirk Cousins.
Ooh,
Who has the best year next year? They all three. So actually, Rodgers has the worst weapons out of all of them.
he has the worst weapons, and yeah, he does. But at the same time, he does. He does have the worst weapons. He does, and Kirk. I mean, I think okay. I have to go. I have to take an emotional angle to this. Uh, with I keep calling his name Penix. Penix with Penix and like lurking the Penix breathing down his neck. I can see Kirk saying, F this, I need to ball out because if this kid takes a single snap, I'm done. So I might actually have him ranked first just for that emotional reason. And I hate to say it because I know Stafford, have you seen this 40-minute documentary that the Rams did on specifically Matthew Stafford.
No.
That thing was so freaking inspiring. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry I have to make this tangent real quick. Last year, I had to lie to myself and say that Detroit did not boo him. Detroit clearly booed him during that game, and I hate you guys again. Once again, I'm back on it. Y'all are F-wording sorry for that. But now, anyways, that was inspiring, but no, I think Kirk just he has an emotional reason for why he can't miss step once. And plus, he has the best weapons. He has the best weapons out of them. They're all just on a great level. They're on a great tier of. They're all dogs in the highest way.
So who's your 2?
Stafford.
Okay. So, man, you brought up a really good point. Kirk Cousins might be like in the RG3 pissed world right now. Reversed. Oh, no. Yeah, reversed.
I mean, yeah, it's just he has to be pissed about this. Like he just cannot be happy with this. Oh, well, I get to train this kid. Great, 8th overall. Oh, okay, fine. You can't make a mistake at this point. That's so annoying. I hate the fact that that's the situation. But sorry, whatever.
I would
Yeah,
rank them. I rank them Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers. And the reason I put
Oh,
Stafford above them is he's not the one coming off the Achilles injury. And the reason I put Kirk Cousins above Rodgers is because he's younger coming off an Achilles injury. And I do believe that. Who's got the better weapons? I kind of already know what you're going to say. Atlanta versus LA. You're going Atlanta's weapons are better?
Yeah, I mean, just like the tight end of it all. The tight end just smashes. Oh, I loved Kyle. I love Kyle.
So I would
Better running
say
back, better
I
tight
would say
end.
you would take Puka Nacua over Drake London, correct?
Yes. And
Then
that's
would you
pretty.
take Kyle Pitts over Cooper Kupp this year?
Oh, shit. Well, when you put it like that, I'm sorry. I was just thinking strictly tight ends. Whoa. When you put it like that,
I'm going LA. I don't even think it's a question, dude. You have 2 dudes on the Los Angeles Rams that have actually proven that they are hims and actually could be wide receiver ones. Drake London hasn't proved that yet, dude.
that's a good point. Yeah, I'm still like very excited for the Atlanta situation to where I haven't really landed on reality with them yet. So you're right. That's a great point. That's the point. So yeah, okay,
All
yeah.
right, we got off topic. We got to get back on the
Yeah,
NFC West to get off the or the AFC West East. I mean, good lord. So all right, so I think there's a world that you should actually buy Rodgers if you really need him, dude. If you are in a start 12, he is the perfect quarterback. Actually, he might be the perfect quarterback to go for an all-in on a start 11. I think that's a good spot. Brees Hall. I don't think I'm buying Brees Hall. He's not the type of running back. Look, if I'm actually going to buy a running back and I'm paying for one of the top 4, dude, I'm just going after Bijan or Gibbs because, I mean, they're probably a little bit more expensive, but I'm willing to pay a little bit more for those guys.
I agree with you. there. But Jets did upgrade their line, so that's important.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson. God, what are you doing? I think Garrett Wilson should be a buy. I have Garrett Wilson on some teams, and let me tell you this. I am numb for what happened last year, and it has nothing to do with Garrett Wilson.
Oh no!
The 4th snap of the NFL season literally crushed my dreams so much that you can get him. I'm telling you, once you're burned that bad, you can get players. You can probably get Garrett Wilson for under his value from me right now, maybe, and that's a portfolio construction thing.
I'm gonna test that out this week because I'm very in on him. You're right, though. I didn't have him in a team that was competing at all, so I don't even really know what the burn was. So, yeah, you're right. They have got to be over that. Yeah, what a great point. What a great point. Great buy. Buy if you can. I still think people should value him pretty high. I think him and Puka should be same price, personally.
So, asking for a friend, there might be a draft in DGen starting on Saturday. And let's say somebody has the 109 and Garrett Wilson. What can that get me to? Can that get me to Sun God? Can that get me to Chase? Can that get me to CD? What can that get me to? Because that is a trade that I am probably going to make in the middle of this draft.
after having a conversation with the CD manager in that league, yes. Yes. That's kind of what he was looking for. Chase, ooh,
I'm not
boy.
trading. I'm not doing it for that one.
I don't know. That
It's
might
out
be
of
tough.
spite right now.
And then Amon-Ra, I mean, Amon-Ra makes sense. That's a send and see what happens. But CeeDee Lamb, I think that could happen. I was wondering about the 102, but nah. Nah, I gotta pay up a little more. Yeah, I think Chase is, Lamb is the perfect target.
Okay.
Shoot, even Puka. I mean, like, if that's, I know that's not the direction you're going, but, if anyone wants to give that a shot. No, 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 no. They're the same tier to me. I wouldn't do that at all.
Could I give the 109 Wilson for the Sun God in a second? Or a Sun God and a throw-in running back?
Yes, I would do that. I would do that.
Okay.
Not the second, but the throwing running back, yes.
What can Garrett Wilson
And you know what?
and
Can I say that I know this team? You said Sun God, right?
Mhm.
This team has,
It's on Joe's team now.
yeah, this team has Ramondre. No, I don't. I wonder what the. Well, we're going to talk about Ramondre very shortly. I'm just saying that's a target.
Okay. What can Garrett Wilson and Deshaun Watson get me?
Oh my!
And when I ask that, I'm tearing up at wide receiver or I'm tearing up at quarterback in that trade. Actually, no. I would be tearing up at quarterback because if I trade him and don't get a quarterback, I don't even have a second quarterback.
Oh, okay. Tampa quarterback. God, I think that puts you in the. In my heart, I'd say that puts you in the Herbert range.
Okay.
But that's
Give
if
me
you
to
want
Burrow.
to.
I don't think that gets me to Burrow.
God, you can try it. You can try it. I just, people who had Burrow really tried for something because I had Burrow and I got burned and I'm unhappy, right? So if I had Burrow, I'd be unhappy. So yeah, give me. God, Deshaun has rushing upside, so that really should sell it alone. I say that's great. That's a great little spot. Try that.
Can you give
Yeah.
me the K1?
Frankly, it should, but it depends on how hyped you are about the Cardinals. I think that should be an easy move to pull.
Okay. All right, cool. That actually, thank you. Our listener who's listening to that got really had help there. All right. Anyone else on the Jets that you want to talk about?
Nope. I don't know. See what happens with Michael Corley. I'm excited for him, but
Yeah, let's talk rookie drafts with him. I'm seeing him consistently in the middle of the third round. You draft him. This dude's probably got a chip on his shoulder. I was reading an article. I love it when teams go get their players. And the Jets aggressively were trying to move up the board like 5 or 6 picks to get him. And then finally were able to have someone do the deal and picked him. This was their dude in this draft. Like, this fits Aaron Rodgers so well. Oh, it just seems like a really good fit for him. I would, if you got 10 teams, don't put him on 10 teams, but dude, put him on, 3, 4 teams. Like, go get some shares of him. I think there's big potential there. Like, that was my dude. Like, I was talking about him. Like, I love that dude.
Yeah, you hyped him up. I bought the hype for sure.
Yeah.
Got
All right, so let's jump on my most hated team in this division, the New England Patriots. Sorry.
Okay, yes, great.
Don't want to offend any Patriots fans. It's just, you know what? You got enough Super Bowls. Just let everyone else have them. And you know what, Kansas City fans? I love you too. Let somebody else have some. Somebody give it to the NFC for like the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, wait. I adore that.
Thank you. I do too. I really do too.
Yeah,
it could be one of our teams then.
It could be one. God, I love this pod so much. Drake May. I know. Drake May, but understand that he's a rebuilder's wet dream in my opinion. And Ramondre, I think his value has been crapped on so much to where I think you can totally buy him as a RB2, RB3, and then, oh God, do you think Gibson is worth the 4th?
Yes. Oh, yes. Not even a question. Not even a question.
Okay,
I will tell you that he's going to end up on my team for thirds. Like he's the perfect back for my fit. Look at, if Ramondre goes down for a few games, plug, play, Sweet. I just got 10, 15 touches from a running back this week. Like, that's what third rounders are for, bro. Like, in next year's class, look at, we need to just, let's sit back and appreciate what we have and realize, let's not complain next year. This is the unicorn draft class that, I mean, I've never seen something like this in rookie drafts. Look at, next year we'll be complaining. I actually, at this moment, believe you should probably, and last year was all about liquidating into this draft class. I believe I'm selling out of next draft classes for guaranteed players to go win championships this year.
Really? Oh, God. You heard it here first, guys.
Well,
2025, a little shaky.
yeah, but think about this. So here's my justification is we just got done with the greatest rookie class I think we're ever going to see for a very long time. And people are thinking, oh my God, look what you can get in the rookie draft right now. So they're willing to overpay and for those picks as well right now, thinking that this just might be the thing moving forward. So that's why I'm about selling out of it. I think I could sell it cheaper. I can get stuff done cheaper.
Guys, this pod should not be free. I'm happy it is, trust me, but Jesus, he is spitting game. I love that. I didn't know the class was like that. I have to look into that, but damn.
It's going to be a good running back class, Smitty.
Oh my God. Oh, yes, great. That's great. I can't wait. Now I'm going to have to really start check them out now. That's the only. I mean, maybe take a shot at Polk for Patriots. Take a shot at Polk. Take a shot at. They drafted another guy, Baker. Take a shot. But these are come on, we're not spending much on any of these guys. We're not spending much on May even, because I mean, if you're rebuilding, you shouldn't spend. But yeah, I mean, just these are all ribeye dumb low. That's just how I feel about the Patriots.
I have completely changed my mind on Polk since our last podcast. I have now become very upset that he has not entered a lot of my lineups because I think he is where you can draft him in the second round. I mean, we're talking mid, late, early, third, depending on how educated your league is. Man, this is going to be wide receiver one. And, he really did ball in college. So I think you should be attacking him. If you're in the late second, why not? And especially if you need running backs and you're just taking stabs like we were talking about earlier, I think he's perfect. There's a very buy low person that I think every single manager needs to have on their team because it is the freest thing that you'll ever deal with in your life. Joe Milton, quarterback,
Whoa.
New England Patriots.
What? Joe Milton?
Joe
Let's hear you.
Milton. One, he has the best arm in this entire class. Mm-hmm. He can throw the ball 100 yards. This dude can ball. I'm telling you right now, look, I actually like Drake May, and especially the price you can get him post-draft versus where we think he was going, before the draft, which is crazy to me, Smitty. He went exactly where everybody thought he was going to go, and he actually got wide receivers no one was going to expect, and now he's the friggin' 108, 109. That's nuts to me, but Joe Milton, I'm telling you, there's a good chance 3 years from now we're dude, there was an RG3 Kirk Cousins thing that we just saw. And where you can get him, here's where you can get him, Smitty. Go pick him up on your waivers after your rookie draft. That's where you can go get him, and that is what a taxi squad is for someone like him. Because if he gets 10 starts in the next 4 years, you just spent $5 of fab for him. Done, dude.
Okay. I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, it's just... When I think of the Senior Bowl, I just think of how bad he was. His bad play ruined almost everyone for me. So I don't know. I am very out on him, but you're right with
you're out on him for $14 a fab.
I mean, you're right. I mean, for a dirt cheap price, I really can't complain. But
that's as buy low as it gets.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And then
so
also
Drake May. Yeah, so Drake May, Smitty. I friggin' love Drake May let's just say 107 to 110, just depending on your league, but I'm telling you, it's consistently, dude, 8 or 9. It's nuts to me. Dude, that is such a great weapon at the 108, 109. Tell me, what do you think about 8 or 9 on him?
For May?
Yeah.
I think that has to be the steal of the first round. Unless Caleb really is the next Patrick Mahomes. That's really the steal of the first round. But that's crazy to say because Marvis is the first round, but this is a quarterback we're talking about. Yeah, overall thoughts steal the first round.
Yeah, I just don't get it. JJ literally went exactly where we thought he was going to go. May went exactly where we thought he was going to go. And the value of both of those is insanity. JJ's like a 105, 104 dude sometimes. Like, I mean, we're talking like he is up there, bro. And Drake Mason, like, past the mid. It's like, how did that happen? This is exactly what we thought. Nothing changed.
Dude, people hate that freaking landing spot. People hate the Patriot landing spot. And, dude, honestly, if Jaden Daniels was to end up a Patriot, I would love to know where he's going, where he'd go, because, oh God, I'm just glad. I'm glad he's a Commander, frankly. But, oh geez, that's the landing spot of hell, apparently. And I
What are
get
you
it,
doing?
frankly. I get it. It's just I don't agree fully.
What are you doing with Ramondre?
I really love him as RB3, even RB2, RB1. You can't even be mad at that because his season last year was up and down. I get it, but just he's a starter. That's enough. So I'm buying. I'm buying low.
I am too.
Late second, early third.
I am too. The best friend for a rookie quarterback is an RB that can catch the ball on dump down passes as they're about to get slaughtered because their offensive line isn't that great. I love it. I friggin' love it. Go buy him. I think he's as cheap gets, and you know if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it works, I mean, it's way better feeling if it works out than you'll feel hatred if it doesn't. That's the perfect running back for me, man.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. So what do you gotta spend to get Ramondre? I haven't sent out any offers for him, but I probably should.
If I'm at the one, whoa, if I'm at the 207 and I got sniped, whoever the hell that is, then I'd start there. You know what?
I'm assuming that's on a I want to win now team.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Guaranteed touches next year. Guaranteed touches. None of the rookie backs have guaranteed touches in that range.
100%. Yep.
That's
With
awesome.
that, you're right. So with that, I would even go as high as if I get sniped on Benson, and my whole plan on the second round was running back, then I would start trying to go for then I start going for Ramondre. That would be my plan. Whether it's the 204, whether it's 205, just wherever you get sniped at, that's what would be my suggestion.
Asking for a friend.
Uh-huh.
Let's say I really didn't. I'm stacked at wide receivers with all the ones that I read off earlier.
Yeah.
Let's say I've got liquidity, future years, lots of seconds.
Ooh.
Johan Dotson and a mid-future second for Ramondre Stevenson. I would assume I can get that deal done, and I assume maybe some people would say I overspent, and I'd look at them and say, I really don't care. I need a running back. I don't need Johan Dotson. I'm stacked.
I mean, it's I think people still feel the stink of Dotson. So I think that might be a little difficult, but hopefully the idea of the new quarterback should change things. Hopefully.
If I got someone to buy Jerry Jeudy, I can get someone to buy Johan Dotson. I mean, I feel like they're the same player, right? First round draft picks. They both had a little bit of a good year because of some touchdown runs. Like Jeudy had that pissed off game where he caught like 3 touchdowns and he was like taking his helmet off. Like, I think I can get that done. You know what? I think I'm gonna try to get that done when we get off this call.
I love it.
All right, so that's the range for him. So, Pop Douglas. Pop Douglas, you're trying to buy him. I think maybe you should take a stab at him as well, but he's your guy, so you talk to me about it. I'm sure you're going to buy him more places than me. I usually don't need receivers, so it's not a big deal for me there.
Yeah, that's true. I probably bought him at the height of his. I bought him a lot last year, and that was like during his wide receiver one of the Patriot times. So that price was like kind of like a second, seemingly mid second, and that was during his rise. So now with all these new pieces coming in that people are actually starting to like agree with, I think you can actually do a third now. I I think no one sees him as the one, which is probably true. I still do just because of what I saw from last year, but yeah, I would throw thirds. I would even probably throw. Nah, throw a third. Throw a third 2024. Throw a third 2025. See if that starts anything. And then worst case scenario, you spend a second. But
Did you
that's
buy him for a second last year, or did you sell him for a second?
I I bought him during his during the most of his production. The consistent price was 2024 second. So that's when I was buying him during the year. So it has to be lower now. That's just what I'm assuming.
It is a lot lower now, I
A
think.
lot lower. So yeah,
Yeah,
thirds it
I
is.
wouldn't be buying him for a second. Look, I actually don't own any shares of him, but the reason I asked you about did you buy him or sell him, like that's the perfect wide receiver that shit just goes wrong and like his value just rises real quick, and it's like that's the moment that you don't need to sell yourself a story. That's the moment where you're like, I can immediately get more capital than I put into this receiver to try to get a better receiver, and you have to execute in that window. And that I don't know. I have never had a share of Pop Douglas. It's probably because he got expensive last year.
Yeah, yeah, a second is pretty expensive. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, like I bought him in teams that I wanted to do something that chip with for like, in the playoffs with. So yeah, that was a pretty high price, I suppose. I don't know. I really
But
like.
you know what? It could have won you a championship last year. Like that's what second rounders are really for. And it just turned out this is a really good class. But yeah, no, that's exactly what liquidity is for. Is when you need it. I will overpay a second in the middle of a run, knowing that I've got 4 seconds. It's like okay, so I just gave a second for a player that's worth a fourth. Like it also got me to the championship, and I have 3 seconds next year. I don't give a shit. Like if it's my only second, I gotta think about that a little bit. You know, I'm not doing that with my only second, but this is like preaches liquidity. But how I would get Pop Douglas, I don't think I would try to actually make a trade for Pop Douglas just by himself. Like I know I always talk about these throw-in pieces. I think he's turned into a throw-in piece to get it like where someone just doesn't value him and you're getting his trade and say, yeah, send me Pop Douglas. And they're like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. Like I think he's a throw-in piece, and that's where you can capitalize on him next year as well. He can get more valuable then.
All right.